Picture this. Two sisters vanish from a bustling Maryland mall in 1975. No screams, no clues, just gone. A creepy suited guy with a tape recorder, a basement dripping blood, and a mountain fire hiding horrors. What really happened to Emily and Sophia Harper? This chilling tale, spun from real-life cases for education and thrills, is pure fiction. Stick around for twists that'll freeze your blood. Hit that like button, subscribe, comment your theories, and share this video to keep the mystery alive. Who's behind it all? Let's unravel the shadows together. It was a bright spring afternoon in 1975 at Wheaton Plaza Shopping Center in suburban Maryland. The place was buzzing like always, families grabbing lunch, teenagers hanging out, and shoppers browsing Easter displays in store windows. Two sisters sat on a bench outside the Orange Bowl pizza joint, giggling as they waited for their slices. Emily Harper, 12 years old, with her ponytail bouncing, and Sophia Harper, 10 years old, bursting with energy. They looked like any other kids enjoying spring break. No school, no worries. Out of nowhere, this guy approaches. He is about 6 feet tall, dressed sharp in a brown suit, carrying a briefcase, like some businessman. But he walks with a slight limp, nothing too obvious, but enough to make you notice, if you are paying attention. He flashes a smile that seems too perfect, too trusting. "Hey kids," he says, leaning in close. "Wanna be radio stars? I work for a station recording voices for the airwaves. Your dad is in the biz, right? He knows how this works." The girls exchange excited glances. Their pops Robert is a big shot DJ on DC radio, so this sounds legit. The man pops open his briefcase, pulls out this fancy tape recorder with a microphone attached. High-tech stuff back then, not something every Joe had. "Speak into it," he urges. "Tell me about your day. Make it fun. Friends might hear you on the radio." Emily goes first, her voice steady but thrilled. "We are getting pizza and checking out Easter stuff." Sophia jumps in laughing. "Yeah, and birthday's coming up. I will be 11 soon." Other kids gather around, drawn by the excitement, taking turns talking into the mic. The man nods, encouraging them, but his eyes dart around, like he is scanning for trouble. A neighborhood boy watches from afar, thinking the whole scene is cool, but that limp, and the way the guy grips the briefcase, gives him the creeps. Then just like that, the tape stops. The man packs up quick, thanks them with that same slick grin, and vanishes into the crowd. The sisters shrug head inside for their pizza, none the wiser. But in the shadows something dark lingers, waiting to turn this ordinary day into pure hell. Cut to the Harper home on Pliers Mill Road in Kensington, Maryland. This neighborhood is straight out of the American dream, tree-lined streets, where kids bike freely, doors unlocked, and neighbors wave like old pals. Biggest hassle for parents is kids tracking mud inside after playing ball. The Harpers fit right in. Robert Harper, voice smooth as silk, rules the airwaves on Mal FM every morning, making him a local celeb. But at home he is just dad, wrestling with the kids or grilling burgers on weekends. His wife Elizabeth runs the show, keeping up with 4 lively ones. Michael, 15 years old, is at that age, craving independence but still plays big brother protector. Daniel, 9 years old, is the curious explorer, always asking why this or how that. But Emily and Sophia, they are the glue. Emily showing hints of teenage sass but clinging to kid wonder. Sophia full of spunk personality for days. March rolls in and the house hums with birthday buzz. Emily turning 13, officially a teen. Sophia hitting 11, eager as hell. Spring break hits like a gift. No alarms, no homework. Family wakes lazy around 10 a.m. Elizabeth in the kitchen whipping up breakfast, while the kids chatter plans. Michael announces he is heading to the basketball court with buddies, weather too good to waste indoors. Daniel tags along, excited to learn some moves. The sisters share a look. Plaza sounds better, they whisper. Shops Easter stuff, maybe spot classmates. Elizabeth overhears, smiles. Why not grab pizza at Orange Bowl? She hands each about $2, decent chunk back then. Pizza prices creeping up, but enough for lunch and treats. Key rule: be home by 4 p.m. sharp. No negotiating. Girls nod, promise easy. As 11 nears, they head out, sun shining bright, chatting, laughing through familiar streets. Half-mile walk, no big deal. But waiting at that plaza, something sinister. Something that will rip this perfect family apart, leaving questions that haunt for decades. And just like that, the Harper dream shatters. The sisters strolled into Wheaton Plaza, just before 1 p.m., the place humming with that midweek vibe. Shoppers hustled between stores, families munching on quick bites, and teens lounging near the Easter setups that popped up like candy-colored dreams. Emily and Sophia soaked it all in, eyes wide with that kid thrill. No clue the shadows were closing in. That neighborhood boy who knew them from around the block spotted the scene first. The tape recorder guy was still chatting them up slick as oil in his suit, promising radio fame. Man was sharp, but his limp made the boy uneasy, like something off about a grown-up that eager with kids. He watched Emily and Sophia take turns at the mic, laughing, like it was the highlight of their day. Other youngsters crowded in too, all jazzed about being broadcast stars. The guy nodded along, but his gaze flicked nervous, scanning the crowd for watchers. Once he split, the girls shrugged it off and ducked into Orange Bowl for their pizza treat. Dough hot and cheesy, just how they liked it. Emily leaned over the table, whispering to Sophia, "This pizza's killer. Think Dad will play our voices on air?" Sophia giggled back, "Totally. We will be stars, sis." Their brother Michael wandered by around 2 p.m. hunting for a kite in one of the shops. He peeked through the window, saw his sisters yapping and pointing at passers-by, looking happy as clams. He did not barge in, figuring let them have their girl time, no big deal. But trouble brewed elsewhere in the plaza. A group of girls, including one named Danette, felt eyes on them, heavy and wrong. This younger creep, maybe late teens or early 20s, tailed them relentless. He stood about 5 feet 11 inches tall, hair long and greasy, face pitted with acne scars, like craters on his left cheek. Shabby jacket hanging off him like he did not belong in this clean-cut spot. His stare was intense, creepy as hell, not glancing away even when they noticed. Danette's friend finally snapped, spinning around. "Why don't you take a pic, creep? It will last longer." Most guys would flush and bolt, but this one just kept staring blank, and bold, shifting his gaze to Emily and Sophia too, like marking fresh targets. The connection hit later, chilling to the bone. Around 2:30 p.m., a family friend caught the last glimpse of the sisters heading west, along the road back home. They walked casual, chatting, no rush, no fear, like any other day. Perfect timing to beat that 4 p.m. curfew. But after that, poof, vanished without a trace. No screams, no clues, just gone. Back home, Elizabeth paced the kitchen clock, hands crawling past 4. "Where the hell are my girls' fried chickens? Getting cold," she muttered, stirring pots to keep busy. Annoyance turned to worry by 5 p.m. House too quiet without their chatter. Robert rolled in, saw her pale face, and felt his gut twist. "This ain't right," he said, dialing the Montgomery County cops. By 7 p.m. Report filed, official, now girls listed missing. Cops calm at first, kids turn up usually. But search dogs hit the plaza, picked up their scent, trailed it to the parking lot, then nothing, like they evaporated. 10 days later, the phone jangled, shattering the vigil. Disguised voice rasped, "I got your little angels, $10,000, or they are gone for good." Drop instructions followed, briefcase in Annapolis courthouse restroom, cops watching hidden. But the caller sniffed the setup, raged about too many badges, and hung up. John demanded proof, hear their voices, but silence, then click. Was this real, or some sick joke, twisting the knife deeper? The ransom flop hit the Harpers like a gut punch, leaving them reeling in that quiet Kensington home. Phone stayed manned round the clock, family rotating shifts, praying for any scrap of news. But the cops amped up quick, turning this from routine, missing kids, to full-blown crisis. By nightfall, officers pounded pavements, house to house, grilling neighbors, flashing photos of Emily and Sophia, who saw what when. The community rallied hard, hundreds of volunteers combing streets, and lots united, in desperation to bring those girls home. Reward fund ballooned to $9,000, big money back then, posters plastering every pole shop window and bulletin board. Their sweet faces stared back at everyone, a constant gut-wrenching reminder. Search expanded, wild scuba divers plunging into local lakes and ponds, beams cutting through murky depths, dreading what might float up. Teams crawled storm sewers, flashlights piercing the dank, hoping for clues, not horrors. Vacant lots got raked inch by inch, abandoned shacks busted open and probed. Nothing. Tips flooded in, hot and heavy, some wild, some promising, all chased down. Early April, 11-year-old Timothy Krebs piped up with a heartstopper. He swore he spotted two girls matching the sisters in a white Pontiac zipping along Route 211 toward Virginia. One was crying, hard blonde hair flashing in the back seat. Cops leaned in during the interview, kid spilling details. She was bawling her eyes out, looked scared as hell, matched the photos perfect. Timing fit an escape route from D.C. burbs, logical for a snatch and dash. Next day, bam, another lead in Manassas. Witness clocked two bound and gagged kids in a beige Ford station wagon, partial plate DMT. Something from Maryland, maybe Cumberland or Baltimore tags. Driver twigged he was made. Floored it through a red light, barreling toward interstate. 66 tires. Screeching. Behavior screamed guilty. Cops thought tracing registrations across states, burning midnight oil on matches. Even CB radio nuts jumped in, organizing patrols, chatting constant over airwaves. 10-4. Good buddy checking. Parking lots. Nothing suspicious yet. One crackled, coordinating neighborhood sweeps like amateur detectives on a mission. Dedication was fierce, but leads fizzled one by one. By late May, Lieutenant Governor ordered 122 National Guardsmen into Montgomery County woods. Trained pros grid searching acres of dense forest ravines and clearings, metal detectors humming for jewelry or clues. Disturbed soil got poked, evidence protocols tight. But zip, no bodies, no scene, just theories stacking like smoke. Composite sketches of the tape. Man, older suit guy with limp, and the creepy teen acne-scarred stalker hit the streets wide. Tips poured but dead ends. Investigators eyed Harold Raymond Foster, convicted child molester known for gadget lures like metal detectors or cameras to snag trust. He was in the county week after the vanish methods matched the recorder ploy, but alibi held ironclad, no pin on the day. Summer 1975 dragged. The Harpers forced to face the brutal truth. Girls likely gone for good, murdered maybe. Hope clung thin but reality bit hard. Birthdays passed like ghosts, Easter joy soured. Case stayed active, but frustration mounted. Then in April, this 18-year-old punk, Marcus Lee Thompson Jr., strolls in, claiming he witnessed the tape man shoving two crying kids into a red Camaro at the Plaza lot. Cops hooked him to the polygraph, but he bombed flat-out deception. Polly lied, scrawled on the report file, buried deep in the stack. Dismissed as a reward chaser eyeing that $9 grand. Little did they know this brushed-off liar held the key to a hellish truth buried for decades, waiting to claw its way out. That buried file on Marcus Lee Thompson Jr. sat gathering dust for years, turning yellow in some forgotten cabinet, while the Harper family trudged through hell. Decades slipped by, the case growing cold as a winter grave. Robert and Elizabeth, aged faces, etched with unending grief, birthdays morphing into somber memorials, candles flickering for ghosts. Emily would have been this old Sophia, that their what-ifs echoing in empty rooms. The investigation lingered on paper, detectives retiring, or dying, leads drying up like old blood. But evil does not vanish, it festers. Twist of fate, Marcus, the dismissed punk from 1975, matched that creepy teen sketch, to a T. Acne scars, wild hair, that dangerous vibe. His rap sheet read like a horror novel, career criminal, with a trail of wreckage across states. Child molestation, rape, assaults with knives, domestic beatings, the works. Locked up in Delaware, serving 29 years for messing with kids, his prefs ran dark, favoring pre-teens, just like the sisters. Raised in the rough hills of Appalachia, foster care, hell after childhood abuse, Marcus was a powder keg. Old buddies spilled in interviews, Marcus was a ticking bomb, exploded over nothing, damn scary with that temper. Volatile as hell, capable of snapping like a dry branch underfoot. Back in 1987, cops circled back to Harold Raymond Foster, the gadget-luring molester. His tricks mirrored the tape man, using cameras or detectors to bait kids, and he hovered near Montgomery County post-vanish. But timelines did not align, no solid tie, just smoke. Fast forward to 2013, Sergeant David Mallory, a bulldog detective, cracked open the cold case boxes. Methodical as hell, he sifted thousands of pages, reports, photos, tips. Buried deep, that one-page gem, Marcus' 1975 statement, marked Polly lied. But Mallory dug deeper, pulled a 1977 mugshot, bam, dead ringer for the sketch. Facial scars, hair, all matching like a puzzle snap. Background check painted a predator portrait. Mallory and crew rolled to Smyrna prison October 16 for the showdown. 8-hour grill session, Marcus slouched in chains, first words, chilling. I know why you are here, those two missing kids. No prompt, just blurted, like he waited decades for the shoe drop. Mallory tested showing sister photos. These little girls never found parents pushing 80 now. Marcus spun a tale, claimed he saw a guy stuff them in a car at the plaza. Details meshed with old news, but deeper than public stuff. Plaza layout, timing, vibes, screaming insider knowledge. But yarns unraveled quick. First he fingered some child trafficker Raymond. Something as the monster said he witnessed the snatch, too scared to talk, threats looming. Inconsistencies piled like trash, Marcus tweaking stories session by session, minimizing his dirt. By July 2014, cracks widened. Marcus caved, admitted the girls got dragged to his kin turf dad Marcus Sr. and Uncle Victor Alan Thompson. Held in a concrete basement, single padlocked, door hellhole hidden deep. He swore he saw the abuse, the torture, dragged out brutal. But denied swinging the final blow. Helped clean up though never saw them breathing after. Confession shifted him from witness to accomplice, blood on his hands, indirect. Investigators' hearts raced, first real break in 38 years. But Marcus whispered more, the basement held horrors beyond imagining. What nightmares lurked in that locked abyss waiting to spill out? That basement whisper from Marcus hung heavy like a noose, twisting tighter with each interrogation. Cops did not waste time, slapped a search warrant on Uncle Victor, Alan Thompson's old pad in Hyattsville, Maryland. Come September 2014, team rolled in, hearts pounding, expecting maybe dust and echoes. But bam! The layout nailed Marcus' tail spot on concrete, hell, single entrance, bolted with a rusty padlock, like a tomb seal. Forensics lit it up, blood traces everywhere, not just floor puddles, but splatters, climbing walls, even flecks on the ceiling, screaming. Extreme violence had gone down. Human origin confirmed, no doubt, though time chewed the DNA, too degraded for solid IDs. Pattern told a gruesome story, prolonged torture, assaults that dragged maybe days. First hard evidence in 38 years, backing Marcus' shifting confessions. Chilling as hell, imagining those girls' screams bouncing off cold stone. Twists kept slamming. Marcus cracked wider, admitting the sisters got abused bad in that dungeon, Ken hands all over. Then post-horror bodies bundled into heavy duffel bags, hauled to family land on Taylor's Mountain in Bedford County, Virginia, remote as a forgotten grave. Isolated spot the Thompson clan used for years, perfect for hiding sins. Cousin Henry Fields broke silence December 2014 after decades of zip. He spilled to detectives Marcus rolled up unexpected back in 1975, 2 Army-style duffels in his ride, stained dark red. Smell hit like a punch, thick, putrid, rotting flesh. Bags got tossed into a fire pit, flames roaring non-stop for days. Neighbors griped about the stench, one called it like you burnt yourself bad. Henry did not pry back then, but now it gnawed. Those sacks held the sisters' remains, maybe. Sister Patricia Fields chimed in, too teen back then. Marcus showed with his pregnant girl Helen and a green duffel reeking awful. Claimed spoiled beef, but I called bullshit, she told cops. Asked me to scrub bloody clothes heaps soaked red, but I refused flat out, hands off that mess. Excavation crews hit Taylor's Mountain digging spots Marcus fingered. Unearthed degraded bone fragments, a lone human tooth, charred wire like from eyeglasses, and beaded bits, matching kid jewelry the sisters might have worn. Degraded, sure, but collective haul painted a nightmare canvas of disposal by fire. Marcus owned helping dump the evidence, but swore Uncle Victor swung the kill shots. Denied the sex stuff or blade work himself. Prosecutors pounced July 2015, indicting him on 2 first-degree murder counts, tacking sexual abuse and child porn production for the full ugly picture. Historic lag, longest gap to conviction, sans bodies in U.S. books, if it stuck. Investigation clocked over 16,000 hours, 50 warrants, 100, plus interviews spanning states. But Marcus faced the music at 60, already rotting in Delaware. 2017 September 12, Bedford courtroom, packed, Harper's front row, eyes hollow, with 42 years pain. He copped guilty to murders via plea, concurrent 48-year stretches. Life behind bars, basically parole, maybe in his 80s, slim shot. But even pleading he minimized just helped snag them. Uncle did the dirty. No sorry to the family, no extra dirt. Twist hit family whispers. Broader conspiracy, cousin James Thompson muttered. More involved, cover-up, ran deep, clan shielding secrets. Robert Harper whispered in court, justice, but too damn late. That courtroom plea in 2017 sealed Marcus Lee Thompson Jr.'s fate but left the Harper family dangling in a limbo of half-truths and lingering shadows. Transferred January 2025, from Delaware Slammer to Virginia Iron, he rots now pushing his 60s toward a grave behind bars. Concurrent 48-year hits mean parole whispers in his mid-80s. If Lady Luck smirks slim as a razor chance given his rap sheet. Life sentence in all but name for the monster who helped shatter innocence. But suspense clings like mountain mist. Remains of Emily and Sophia never surfaced despite digs clawing Taylor's Peak's bone shards and trinkets too chewed by time for DNA locks. No proper burial, no graveside tears, just echoes in the wind. Uncle Victor Allen Thompson dangled as person of interest, his hands likely filthy from Marcus tales, but proof thin as smoke. Prosecutors backed off no slam dunk case. He skated free or died untouched by bars. Questions festering. Did he orchestrate the basement horrors or just watch? Cousin James Thompson dropped bombs and statements. Family conspiracy ran deep. Others knew stayed. Mum shielding the clan like a blood pact. Whispers of wider web. More kin dipping in the evil. Maybe even that tape man Harold Raymond Foster linked somehow through shadows. Was Marcus the lone wolf prowling plazas, or a pawn in a twisted family game preying on suburb kids? Open wounds bleed eternal. Who else walked free while the Harpers mourned? Experts weigh in heavy. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children hails it. Unprecedented. Cracking a cold corpse. Less murder. After decades, no bodies, just confessions and scraps. Spotlight's polygraph flops. How pros game the box or nerves betray truth-tellers. Tech limits glare. Bright degraded evidence lost to years. Family networks burrowing like roots hiding crimes in plain kin sight. Chilling reminder. Predators blend in suits and smiles luring with gadgets and grins. Lessons hit home. Raw parents drill. Stranger, danger, deep. Even sharp-dressed folks can be wolves in sheepskin. Suburbs ain't safe. Bubbles vigilance is the shield. One lax afternoon flips the world. That pizza run changed everything. Do not let it snag yours. Watch the shadows. Teach the kids. Run from the creeps. Harper's statement, post-conviction cut deep. We just want to say thanks. It has been a long haul. Gratitude to Sergeant Mallory and crew who refused the dust bin, solving what seemed doomed. But bittersweet as hell. Robert and Elizabeth, now 80s, whisper our girls deserved better. Full truth, a proper rest. Case reshaped, child safety shattered. Illusions of picket fence peace. Evil lurks in malls and streets ordinary as daylight. Fade to Taylor's mountain winds howling through pines whispering. Unresolved secrets. Bones may be scattered. Questions eternal. The Lyon sisters echo waits for the next cold case crack. But for now, justice limps like that. Suited stranger partial and haunting.